Hey y'all, it's Azj-Kahet again. So, trying to make part 2 to the first video I made on exploring. At first was, the War Within map, and I showed the two areas where you could get into those out-of-bound areas from. Now, I just filmed part 2 for my Azj-Kahet exploration, which is a part of that first video. And didn't realize that my OBS was trying to record the whole thing at 4K. So the whole video was totally jittery and it was like only running at like a frame every few seconds. It was about an hour worth of exploration footage. So yeah. Also try to film another out of bounds exploration for Azj-Kahet on the very edge, like the map border. Then I used Clipchamp and it totally corrupted and crashed everything and they would not export. So I'm resorting to slideshows for this one. So this is just an introductory picture. This is the area that I'm talking about. I am behind Azj-Kahet, kind of. So this is all like between Hollowfall and Azj-Kahet. And this is kind of me just going through just to show kind of like these out of bounds, really cool areas of Azj-Kahet. Now, you can kind of pause the video at any time, so I'll keep this video pretty short. But there's me just kind of sightseeing. This is the video that got corrupted through Clipchamp. But here I'm traveling, on the map board of Azj-Kahet, and I look down and I realize, there's like a whole ground down there, and you see some little structures and things. And this is on the same floor, just kind of on the other side of the floor, and there's this little beach. So this is when I decided to jump off, and I died. But now you can get a better view of the ground and that whole area. Now, I didn't know this at the time, but this right here, all of this, is actually the entire area behind the entrance to Nerub-ar Palace, the raid. This whole section is that area that's like behind that, but below it too. It's like the deep parts of it. Very interesting stuff. But this is like the outer edges of that. Didn't know it at the time. So yeah, here's another screenshot here. Just kind of flying around the whole area of Azj-Kahet. There's some areas where you can fly, and there's other areas where you cannot fly at all. And this is a really cool shot. You can see all the way down to the Ringing Deeps entrance, which is that tunnel, because it takes you through Ringing Deeps first. Very cool stuff. I caught this with the Belladar changing, and you can see the Hollowfall Cathedral. And yeah, really cool. Really cool screenshot. And this is when I decided to jump off. Oh, by the way, I changed. This is from the video I tried to record that just totally crapped out on me, because I didn't realize the OBS settings were bad. So this is kind of like the start of that video. New transmog, new mount. Anyway, really cool skybox stuff there. This is when I decided to jump off the platform and go down to the Azj-Kahet kind of groundish area. So you can see I'm a lot further away now, because you can see how far away the Dornigal tunnel is. And then eventually I got to this point, and I eventually run along this ground here. But this is some more of that area that lies behind the the Nerub-ar Palace raid. So just a bunch of out of bounds cool stuff here. There's me landing on the ground. There's some more of the raid. These parts are more so like right outside the physical like instance, like the raid itself, like the building of it. So this right here is kind of like the bridge of the entrance once you're inside. This is a tunnel of the instance, and in my first video this might look familiar. This is actually where I flew down in there. It was all red. It was inside like one of the boss rooms of Nerub-ar Palace. I fell down and I landed on the web, and that's where I just ended the video right there. Because when I jumped down, I tried to fly into this section because I could see it, but there's a wall kind of preventing you from flying towards it. But yeah, really cool stuff here. Wish I can make this in more of like a video format for you guys, but I do not want to spend another hour flying around and bumping into invisible walls to get here. Now, this was crazy. So I actually jumped through here, as you can see, and if you follow my mouse, that is the entrance to the raid from the backside. So this is really, really similar to like the entrance to Azj-Kahet. Very similar. Like that's like, you know, Silithus, and this is Azj-Kahet where I'm at right now. Behind the portal and everything, this is the palace, and that's the actual open world. So like players are there running around. So yeah, and this is like the underneath area I talked about. You cannot access this area. This, where I'm at right now, is only for show. Almost all of this you can't even touch, except for like the floor and the door that I will see in a second. But this is all for show. You're not really meant to see all this stuff that's down here because it's not really finished. But you can see that there's like a lot more going on underneath here, even though you'll never be over here. So there's a lot more going on there, way down here. Actually, you know what? I think you jump down there during the raid instance to like kill mobs and you go through. So I think this part down here is the actual raid part, which is a part of it. Yeah, that's the part you actually jump down. So like I don't know, you have to take a flight or you jump down, but you're killing mobs here. So this is a part of the raid. It's all the raid, but there's like holes in the ground, you know, because you're not really supposed to be here. And there's me flying down. There's the front of the raid. Took a really cool picture there. Some really cool shots. That's like profile picture worthy right there. Yeah, that might be the new profile picture from my channel. Like my banner profile. Really high quality shot with Invincible. It's the end of my my camera roll. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed watching that. I know it's kind of just a slideshow, so it's not like the coolest or biggest thing in the world, but yeah, there's the front of the instance. I was right there behind it, and at the time, my reaction to it was like I was totally shocked. Like, wow, what is this? So cool. So the first time I flew towards this location, it was from a different angle, and I landed inside the instance, like in there, in the boss room. And now I'm outside of the palace entirely, and now I can see like the floor where the action happens when you kind of first start the raid, down here. And this is the part where I'm actually inside Nerub-ar Palace, one of the boss rooms. I was told it's the final boss room. Yeah, so Also, this cage right here, this pink thing, is visible from when you're like flying in from the out of bounds regions. It's like you can, that's like the only thing you see. If you really want to get here, just look for that cage. It's just floating on its own. You come down and boom, you're in the palace. So this is like the first thing you see. You'll clip right through. Yeah, this is the inside view of the palace. This is in my first video. Took some really cool shots in here. But this is all on my first video. You're gonna see all this stuff anyway. Trying to think of what that is. I think that's Belladar, but that's from a different clip. But yeah, this is the inside of the palace. So I thought this was super cool. Really enjoyed making the video, even though it's just an hour of me talking about nonsense while I'm trying to bump into invisible walls. But this kind of just cuts straight to the point, keeps the video a lot shorter. Who knows? Maybe it's better for me to do it this way and kind of talk about it after the fact. Or maybe it's better to just kind of react live to it, which I would have preferred the first time. But that video got totally corrupted. But that's my fault. Or my lack of knowledge there. But yeah, that's it. End of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I really love exploring everywhere in WoW. My next video will be how to get into the Deep Home out of bounds. Of course, Deep Home is inside the Maelstrom from the Cataclysm expansion. I will record myself getting into the out of bounds to kind of show how to do it, and then I'll just do show the screenshots of like the highlights of being out of bounds. That way you kind of can do the exploration yourself. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Y'all have a great night. Peace.